Francis Omarowoli, members.
You will testify to that.
Nigeria,
Saraki.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, my dear brother, my full-time colleague in the Senate, my neighbor in the Senate. I say that because we used to sit like this in the Senate. Hallelujah. So you can see that we are co-travelers. We sit like this. Chairman of a great party, the Speaker of Delta State House of Assembly, members of the POT, our elders, our leaders, members of the National Assembly, my great friends, fighters, who stood with me in the 8th Senate and said that we must defend democracy and the independence of the legislative arm of government. I salute you all. Members of the House of Assembly, Chairman of Council, our party chairman, our distinguished delegates, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, it gives me great pleasure to be back. I will say home, because I count Delta State as my home. Let me also congratulate you, the House of Assembly, your commissioners, council, for the great strides that you have achieved under your administration. I was here to commission a couple of projects, and I've seen for myself what you've done to transform this state. As I say, I'm not surprised, because as far back as 2011, when we sat down together for 4 years, I saw your capacity, I saw your ability, and most importantly, your integrity and your character. These are what leadership is about in this country today. And that is why people of Delta are benefiting from it. I have come to appeal to my great brothers and sisters of Delta State. That kind of leadership that you are benefiting in Delta, let us give that kind of leadership to this country. This country is in a very, very precarious situation. The stakes are very high in 2023 because we have a country that is inching into being called a failing state. The world defines nations as 4 types of nations: strong nations, weak nations, failing nations, and failed nations. Over the last 7 years, we have moved from a weak nation to a failing nation. A failing nation appears when the authority are no longer have the monopoly of violence, where there are places where citizens can not even go. Today, the insecurity in this country, we have never seen that before. The level of unemployment, over 33% as a country, it has never been this bad. Cost of living too has never been this bad. So we don't have the pleasure of just putting anybody as president in 2023 if we want to rescue this country. If we miss the chance of going back, taking us from a failing nation and start going back to a weak and strong nation, you just move to a failed nation. God will forbid for us to go there. And that is why, distinguished delegates, we must have the right kind of president to rule this country in 2023. And what is the right kind of president? We need a president that understands the issues. You cannot give what you don't have. If you don't have it, you cannot give it. If you don't have the quality of leadership, you cannot give it. If you don't have the knowledge, you cannot give it. A country where 80% of its revenue is used to service loan tells you that that country on its own cannot give the infrastructure development that is required. It's not like in the days of Gowan, they used to say the problem was how do we spend the money? There is no money now to spend. So it must be a president that can create that wealth and that investment. And that investment can only come from private sector investment. As you all know, you're all entrepreneurs, businessmen. Money only goes to where he sees safety, where he sees a government or a president that is business friendly. So you need a president that understands the private sector. Today when I got into Asaba Airport, I looked at Asaba Airport today, compared it to about a year ago. You can see the difference. The innovation and the position of the governor in doing that change, you can see the difference. But what was the difference? The private sector did not need, could only have come to Delta because it found that Delta was a good enabling environment to do business in. Because you can ask yourself, why are they not in other states? Because this governor understands the issue. That is the problem you have in the issue of the presidency of Nigeria. You need a president that also is bold and courageous to take those decisions. It's not going to be easy. A lot of people are going around saying they just want to be president. Sometimes we need to ask them, what do you want to do? A lot of them have not thought about it. Some just want power for the sake of power. Because the challenges ahead are enormous. We must be able to take those decisions and find somebody who is bold and courageous to take them. We talk about devolution of powers. That is so important to restructure this country and give more powers to the states. You need somebody who has the capacity to do that. And you all know that to restructure, you need constitutional amendments. So you need somebody that has the experience in the legislative arm of government that can pull through such changes. You need somebody that can unite this country. Somebody where, whether you're in the north or you're in the south, you look at him and you say, he will be fair to all. I believe that my past has shown that I can unite this country. I can be someone that will bring everybody together. When the party needed reconciliation in our party, I was brought about to chair the Committee on National Reconciliation. And today there are many states that have come together because of the work we did. Today, as a country, we need to also bridge between the young and the old. We need somebody that the young and the old will feel relevant and feel that they will find comfort in, because of a lot of our youth who are unemployed today. We must create jobs that will show employment, and that can only be done through agriculture, through non-reliance on oil. I promise in my manifesto that in 24 months, we will earn the same amount of money we're earning on oil, $30 billion from non-oil, whether it is gas, whether it's petrochemicals, or whether it is non-oil. Unless we do that, if we continue to rely on oil, we cannot get away from what we're doing. We must move away from oil and find other sources of non-oil, and we can do that with the right kind of investment. We must have a president that also has the ability, as I said, to continue. When I was in National Assembly for 4 years, I am a great team player. Those that know in the House of Rep will tell you, that was why for 4 years, when the executive was doing everything they can, with the help of some of your people from other parties, stealing maize, carrying maize, day and night. I was in Washington. I didn't mention any name. I'm just talking. I didn't mention any name. I was in Washington when they were trying to steal the maize, and somebody called me, said, Senate President. I said, should I come back? He said, you don't need to come back. Why was that possible? Distinguished delegate, because I'm a team player, and they all know that this seat belongs to all of us. That was why we held the National Assembly for the interest, because you need that kind of president today who is a team player that will carry people along. Today, this country is dying for the right kind of leadership. Distinguished delegates from Delta, you are all well exposed, well enlightened, and you understand the issues. We have a governor, a state that everybody knows how important it is in PDP. Delta State is a key state. Any aspirant that is serious needs the support of Delta State. And having had the relationship I have with your governor, I believe that having me as president is like having Delta State there as president. Apart from the fact that we were doctors together, I remember certain when I was governor, I started the health insurance scheme way back then. And I did my best. Then it was the first state to do it. Today in Delta has become the #1 state with over millions of people registered. Let me commend you for that. Because in my manifesto, I have said, I promise that in 24 months, 50% of universal coverage for health insurance. At the moment, it's only 7%. My target is 50% in 2 years, and in 4 years, 100%. That is the only way forward for. We cannot, as a nation, that people cannot provide medical services. What your governor is doing is what should transform across the entire country. That is the right policy for the health sector. That is what I promise I will deliver on. So you can see the similarity of minds in the way we think. Those who have enjoyed him as governor. I was a bit worried when people said in my run, I was concerned. I was praying. I'll be honest, I was praying very hard. Because I knew there would be problem. But God has heard our prayer, and God will hear our prayer. What you're enjoying in Delta, come and enjoy it with me at the National. And we'll change Nigeria. We'll make it back that country that every black man is proud of. You will look at your president on the television and say, yes, I am proud that is my president that has the capacity to deliver. We will democratize opportunities. We will give opportunities for all, and we will have a sense of belonging. Please, I appeal. Don't let us just pick anybody. Let's search our conscience and say, who has that experience? Who knows business? Who knows executive? Who also understands legislative? Who can be a team player? Who has the capacity to fix and who has shown that he can do it? And more importantly, who has that character of mind to stand and take those very important decisions that we have to take? I believe that my antecedent and my past, so I can do that. Give me your total delegates. You have 155 delegates. Make none of them miss. Your Excellency, Chairman, Speaker, BOT Chairman, this is not, because if he miss, I don't know where it's missing to. Let us put it in one block and deliver it to Bukola Saraki, because by so doing, we'll be making Nigeria better. I thank you for coming out this early to meet me. I promise you, I'm a man of my words. I will not disappoint you. I have grown up. I don't have a story to say from grass to grace. Some say I'm privileged, but what my father taught me, who loved this country so much, to whom much is given, much is expected. I will never disappoint you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
PDP, power to the
people.
people. Power to the people.
PDP.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Delta State. Okay, you describe my governor in various words, but let me tell you what you don't know, or what you may not know. He is a political calculator. A great political strategist, senator, doctor, actor, Okowa. Your Excellency, the former Senate President, distinguished Senator Saraki, Mr. Speaker, the Speaker of Delta State House of Assembly, and you might see him. Stand, let me see you. Okay, Delta State is opportune to have the most vibrant House of Assembly in Nigeria, and this is the Speaker. Right Honorable Elder Sheriff Oborori. Members of BOT are present, members of the State Working Committee, and Your Excellency, you know our Constitution classed people as national delegates. So here you have the Local Government Council Chairman. Please stand up for recognition. We have here members of the National Assembly and State House of Assembly. Please stand over the commission. Newly elected national delegates, our leaders and headers, and the generals, field commanders of our party, LGA party chairman. Having said that, sir, my duty this morning is just to welcome you to Delta. Because you know you are a citizen or indigene of Delta. Which one? So, we welcome you home. If we don't know much about you while you were governor, when you were senator, some of us follow you. And there's anything we want to give you credit for, it's your ability to stand by the rule of law. Because during that time, you were able to use the law to fight the APC at the center. I want to credit you for it. We thank you for what you did for Nigeria at that time. And we want to pray that you continue to move in that trajectory because it is for the betterment of Nigeria. There's no doubt that today Nigeria is no longer a developing country. We are gradually moving towards a failed country because we have the leadership at the center that does not know what it takes to govern our people. Therefore, we haven't served as governor, haven't served as a senator, and particularly haven't led the Senate. I'm very sure by antecedent, we'll be able to deliver the dividends of democracy to Nigerians. But you know, this is Delta State, and in Delta, we are used to good governance because we have a workaholic, stable-minded, politically conscious governor in Delta State. I truly wish that you can just step down and tell our party that we should make the governor of Delta the next president of Nigeria. But unfortunately, he refused. I told him, he refused to buy form. I told him, he refused to buy form. So that's where we are. So now that I didn't buy form, we have no choice because we know that it's through your friend, like you said. He was your colleague and still your colleague because you are still sitting close to each other. So our job is easy. What we do at the appropriate time, Deltans will sit down. Everybody that there will sit down. And your friend will be there, will be here. Then we'll discuss what we will do at the National Convention. Do you understand? And because he's your friend and colleague, I'm very sure he will preside over the meeting in such a way that all the votes will be in one basket for Abubakar Saraki. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Your Excellencies, Your Excellencies, he has made my job very easy.
Bow to the people,
PDP.
Your Excellency, the former Governor of Kwara State and former Senate President, and members of his entourage, our State Chairman, and my very distinguished leaders and brothers and sisters here, gentlemen of the press. First, on behalf of all the delegates in Delta State to the National Convention, we want to welcome you and your team. And we are glad that you arrived safely. We had a very brief session at the Lodge, and here you have spoken to your people. There is no doubt that listening to you, we can find in you a lot of intelligence and knowledge about issues concerning our dear nation, Nigeria. And we know that you have had the exposures needed to be an effective president. We thank you for the kind words that you've spoken concerning our state and the governance in this state. We want to assure you that Deltans are very knowledgeable people. They have heard you, and I believe that at the time of discussion, it is my prayer that you find great favor in the sight of these men and women. But we must congratulate you on the roles you played in the 8th Senate. You showed your capacity and you defended the laws of the land and showed very clearly that you were more interested in Nigeria than in yourself as a person. I pray that every Nigerian who finds himself in a position of authority will begin to realize that our contributions individually and eventually collectively is what can truly rescue this nation. Unfortunately, there are lots of issues, and because of the state we find ourselves, the state of insecurity, the poverty in the land, the unemployment, and so many other challenges, we find that many persons do not have a stable mind anymore, and therefore the right decisions may not be taken. But we are assured in Delta State that when we come to the convention, we will come with the right decisions. We pray that other parts of this nation would also understand that it is about Nigeria and it's not going to be about self. You are eminently qualified. You have played a very prominent role in our party and in our nation, Nigeria. All I can say for now is to wish you well. We know you as a friend. We know you as a friend we can trust. And we also do know that you have the right capacity. It's in the PDP you can find such persons with the sincerity, the passion to be able to step out there in the interest of Nigeria. When we look at the opposing party and we see all manner of things going on, we begin to wonder, are we trying to take Nigeria further down? Because even those who have the capacity in that party to probably do the things that Nigeria expects to do, they will not allow them. They are going to ensure that they are suppressed and that they are pushed away. But in the PDP, we are confident that we are going to throw up our best, and it is our hope that in the last few days to the convention, that we'll be able to talk to ourselves and to manage the process in such a manner that there will be reduction of rancor, and that we'll have a convention that is free and fair, and that the best person will emerge at that convention. We pray that we will work as a united family, and we pray that when the chips are down, that you will find favor in the sight of all the delegates that will come to the National Convention of the PDP. We thank you for this visit, listening to you. Obviously, you have shown your capacity, and you have made us realize that you have thought about Nigeria. You are not an accidental aspirant in the race. Because we are seeing a lot of accidental aspirants in the other party, on the other side. We thank you for this visit, and our great leadership here, and our great delegates. We will definitely sit down and talk. But I'm sure that you're convinced that he's a good man with the right knowledge. May God bless you, and may God bless your team. PDP,
Power to the people.
power to the people.
PDP.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.